Spoiler alert, information regarding ABC's The Rookies May 6 Season 7 Episode 17. Mutiny and the Bounty, is included in the piece. Marketing. The penultimate episode of The Rookies' 7th season marked the return of Flula Borg's bounty hunter Skip Tracer Randy, a crypto billionaire for a day, or hundreds of millionaire, which he admitted does not roll off the tongue as nicely, who used his newfound wealth to try and win the heart of Chastity, Meg DeLacy, the stripper girlfriend of John Nolan's, Nathan Fillion, half-brother Pete Davidson. Although Davidson did not appear, we did receive an update on his traveling character. Randy, meantime, made Chastity a target for kidnapping by showing off his wealth. She was eventually saved, and Randy lost his cryptocurrency wallet after forgetting the password, but not before he paid Bradford to meet Dodgers star Kike Hernandez one-on-one and Wolfgang Puck to prepare supper for the Mid-Wilshire police team. In other parts of the show, ADA, after being blackmailed by a group his team was pursuing and threatening to reveal his son's drug use, Sean Del Monte, played by Michael Trucco, withdrew from the DA race. Sean persisted and persuaded his son to attend treatment, but the two were attacked, and his son barely made it out alive. And the announcement that Chinford supporters had been anticipating for weeks. Melissa O'Neill's character Lucy Chin did pass the sergeant exam with flying colors. As the main barrier to them rekindling their love, their disparate ranks, vanished, Tim Bradford, Eric Winter, was right there with her to witness the consequences, gazing proudly and affectionately at Lucy. However, a new one immediately arose. Lucy was assigned to the station, but it required her to work the night shift at the opposite hours of Tim. Selena, Lee Seth Chavez, and her musician boyfriend Raj Bronson, Xander Hawley, who informed her that he was going on tour, are also going through a period of separation. Alexi Hawley, the creator and executive producer of The Rookie, discussed Randy's comeback and when we may expect to see Pete return to the show in an interview with Deadline. He talked about the DA race's future, Selena and Raj's future plans, the episode's celebrity cameos, and how Lucy's promotion will affect her relationship with Tim. That will be addressed in the Season 7 finale next Tuesday, which will include the return of escaped prisoner Oscar, Matthew Glave, as the teaser at the end of tonight's episode indicates. Deadline, what gave rise to the notion of bringing Randy back? Additionally, you provided us with a brief update on Pete Davidson's character. Nevertheless, was there any possibility that he would return as well? Holly, we adore Skip Tracer and Flula. One of our favorites on the show is Randy. Scheduling is everything, isn't it? You have busy, well-known actors, and we were able to get Flula. We're desperate. Who enjoys performing on the show? His representatives have contacted us regarding his participation in the show. The only challenge is figuring out when he is truly available, as he is extremely busy. For tonight's episode, Flula is simply a force of nature and a pleasure to watch, but it would be wonderful if we could bring Pete back in Season 8. It certainly drives things a bit wild, not to use the word chaos agent. Deadline, given Sean's withdrawal, what does the DA race's future hold? Holly, it's amusing that you mentioned that since we discussed how much we rely on it in Season 8. Just like with narrative TV, I'm a little averse to politics because I don't find it all that intriguing, but I believe we managed to continue that plot in Season 8. Even though it's still early, the story will continue. Deadline, how did those cameos by famous people happen? Have you tried any other well-known LA residents? Holly, we were fortunate. Doing those was enjoyable. Wolfgang Puck and Kike Hernandez from the Dodgers were excellent additions to our team. Reaching out to gather other folks was enjoyable, and they arrived and had a terrific time. We were fortunate that the first two persons we asked agreed. Deadline, Raj informed Selena that he was embarking on a tour at the conclusion of the episode. Will that connection last till the following season, or will it end soon? Holly, he is one of the figures that enters and exits our universe. To be quite honest, Daddy Cop was written by my kid, Xander. For me, the fun part was wondering how we might continue to make Daddy Cop such a big thing. However, I do believe that Liz, who portrays Selena, exudes a sparkling enthusiasm, and I'm happy that he can equal it. Because of her glitter and innocence, she can be a little challenging to romantically couple. However, he will appear intermittently, most likely in Season 8. Deadline, and last but definitely not least, Lucy passing the sergeant exam and the sweet glances she and Tim had when the results came out before she got her night shift assignment. How does it build up next week's conclusion? What is to be expected of it? Holly, I believe Lucy's burden will be the disadvantage of working the night shift. Additionally, we reached a point where we informed the audience that this was the gap in our Chenford's reconciliation. The challenges to overcome will be a part of the episode, and I don't want to use the word fun, because they are actually on separate schedules. On the Oscar front, Nolan and Harper's journey into the desert will undoubtedly be a large action film with some significant action sequences at the conclusion.